Today's show addresses another aspect of the abortion issue not really understood by the general public: post-abortion counseling. Mainstream television and print media outlets do not cover this issue. Many women who have had an abortion have no idea that post-abortion counseling services even exist. Oftentimes, these women suffer in silence, emotionally and psychologically, for years and even for decades. In eastern Massachusetts alone, there's between 250,000 and 500,000 post-abortion women. Most of these women do not know where to turn to deal with their burden of guilt, anger, grief, and silent alienation. Today's show introduces a wonderful healing resource for not only those post-abortion women, but also for their boyfriends and husbands and other family members and friends affected by the aftermath of abortion. I confidently, today's show asks questions such as, what is post-abortion counseling? Who needs post-abortion counseling? What kind of calls come into a post-abortion counseling center? Why is it so difficult for post-abortive women to talk about the issue? How does one talk to a woman who has had an abortion? And can there be hope for post-abortive women once they seek counseling? Today's guest will answer these questions and inform you where you can turn for help. I confidently believe you'll find today's television program to be unique, informative, content-rich, truthful, and thought-provoking. Today's guest was born in the Brighton section of Boston. She currently lives in Brighton with her husband, attorney Henry Rea-Luthin. She has 3 daughters, 2 of whom are in college and 1 in high school. She earned an undergraduate degree from Tufts University and a master's degree from Boston College. From 1980 to 1982, she was the past president of Massachusetts Citizens for Life. Currently, she's the director of the pro-life office of the Archdiocese of Boston. Welcome, Mrs. Marianne Rea-Luthin.
Thank you very much, Brendan. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to speak with you today.
Great, wonderful. Before we chat, Marianne, I would just like to mention, too, our call-in phone number. Should any of our viewing audience have questions for our guest about post-abortion counseling, the phone number here is 617-973-4848. Well, Marianne, let me ask you, first of all, how did you get involved in the Right to Life movement?
Well, Brendan, it was actually almost an accident of geography. As you mentioned in the introduction, I was born and raised in Brighton, and we, for many years in the community, had a home for unwed mothers called the Florence Crittenden Home, which had been established at the turn of the century to assist women and girls who were facing crisis pregnancy.
Now, that was right in Brighton?
That was right in Brighton, still is in Oak Square.
In Oak Square,
in
okay.
Oak Square.
Uh-huh.
And the purpose of that organization, which was actually across the country, was to provide assistance to women who were facing crisis pregnancy at a time when there was a lot of social concern if a woman became pregnant out of wedlock. It's in a very, very serious situation. So this wonderful organization was created to provide a home where a woman could go. And then shortly, even before the Supreme Court decision, the organization decided to open an abortion clinic there. And I know to me, even as a high school student, and certainly to other people in the community, it came as such a shock that how could you possibly, at an organization that was trying to help those who were in crisis, how could you possibly turn around and open up on one side of the building a place where, in effect, in reality, the children who were being saved on one side of the unit would be destroyed on the other. And so that's really what was the impetus for my involvement.
I see. And what does the pro-life office of the Archdiocese of Boston do?
Well, we do a lot. We're very busy. We really serve 3 main functions. First, we work with parishes across the Archdiocese on a number of different topics related to the pro-life issue. We do education, we do pastoral outreach, we do public policy initiatives, and very importantly, we do prayer. For example, tonight there'll be a liturgy on the Feast of the Annunciation. up in Framingham, a regional celebration of people in that part of the archdiocese.
How big of a geographic area, when you say an archdiocese, how big of a geographic area are you talking about?
The Archdiocese of Boston is one of the biggest in the country. We start up in the New Hampshire border and go all the way down to Plymouth. And, of course, we're here in Boston, and we go out almost to 495. About 2 million people altogether.
About 2 million people? I see.
Many
now,
different nationalities and backgrounds.
Can I ask you, how far east of Boston do you go?
Over to Ireland.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me see now. Are these services that you provide, are they only for Catholics, or are they for everyone?
They're absolutely for everyone. Just getting back a little bit more about what we do in the office, telling you we work with parishes, but we also run two very important service ministries. One is a crisis pregnancy center called Pregnancy Help, and that is a place where women who are facing a crisis pregnancy can come for counseling, for guidance, for material assistance, for help and support in carrying their baby to term.
I see.
And that's a commitment that this archdiocese made many, many years ago. And it's truly a testament to the concern of the Church to be an authentic witness for the gospel of life.
I see. And what's the other one?
The third and very busy part of our office is called Project Rachel. And a lot of people have not heard about Project Rachel, but Project Rachel is an outreach ministry to women and to men who have been impacted by abortion. Believe it or not, Brendan, almost 40% of women of childbearing years in the United States has had at least one abortion.
Wow, 40%?
40%.
That's an incredible figure. That's a huge, huge market.
And then when you think about that, it's not only the women who were directly involved, but each of them had a boyfriend or a spouse who was involved. Oftentimes there was a grandparent, parent involved. Siblings have been involved. So the number of people who have been directly impacted by abortion, millions upon millions upon millions.
It's far greater than the woman or the girl or the woman herself.
Absolutely.
I see.
Absolutely.
And what is post-abortion counseling or post-abortion ministry that you do in the Archdiocese?
Well, Project Rachel is an outreach ministry here in the Archdiocese, as well as 160 other dioceses across the country. So it's not just here in Boston.
And there are 203 archdioceses in the whole country?
About 180, I believe.
180?
Somewhere around there.
I see.
So it's in just about every diocese in the country.
I see.
Which is important because there are women in need in
everywhere.
Diocese in the country.
Right. And Boston happens to be one of the largest archdioceses, is that it?
Yes.
I see.
So we obviously serve more women, but we have a greater population basis. And, you know, you asked, well, what do we do? And it depends quite a bit on who we are working with. Each person is unique, comes to us with their own particular life story, their own particular life situation. A typical case would be a woman who had had an abortion many years ago, typically 10, 15, 20 years ago. And at the time in which she procured the abortion, she probably thought she had done the right thing. She was in crisis, didn't think there were any alternatives. Nobody else around her suggesting any other alternatives. And initially, she found a great deal of relief. Her problem, she thought, was over. And she tried to go ahead with her life, and sometimes more successfully than others. But then at some point, the dam starts to break, and feelings of remorse and grief and pain that have never been fully addressed suddenly come to the fore. And that's the point at which Project Rachel can be especially helpful to a woman.
I see. Very interesting. And are these services confidential?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely confidential.
They are totally confidential. Are there other people that come, do men come to your center? Sure.
Not as many as do women, but many men have been very hurt by abortion in different respects. Some feel extraordinarily guilty because they encouraged their girlfriend or their spouse to obtain an abortion. And